Wondering how to effortlessly check your driver's license status in Maryland from the comfort of your home? Well, stay tuned because we're about to make this process unbelievably simple. Welcome to This Explainer. As someone who spends a lot of time decoding complex government portals, I'm going to guide you through the exact steps to navigate the Maryland MVA system so you can get your official status pulled up in literal minutes. So let me ask you something. Do you know exactly how many points are on your Maryland license right now? Seriously, think about it. Knowing your real-time status isn't just about crossing your fingers and hoping you avoid a ticket. It is absolutely crucial for everyday life. You need a valid status for certain job applications, for keeping those auto insurance rates competitive, and, just for staying legally compliant on the road. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the MyMVA digital portal. Then we'll decode your status and points. After that, we'll look at the types of records, employer access, a few other essential services, and finally, ongoing maintenance to keep you in the clear.
Starting with Section 1, the MyMVA digital portal, or as I like to call it, crossing the digital threshold.
Gone are the days of waiting in those endless soul-crushing lines at the DMV. The MyMVA online portal is essentially your personal digital control center. It takes what used to be a frustrating bureaucratic chore and transforms it into a completely accessible at-home solution. But before you can log in, you're going to need to gather a few things. You'll need your driver's license or ID number, your date of birth, a PIN or the last 4 digits of your social security number, your license control number, which by the way, you can easily find right on the back of your ID near the barcode, and a valid email address or phone number. Now I know, it sounds like a lot of information to dig up, but these strict authentication hurdles, they're absolutely essential. They're purposefully designed to protect your privacy and ensure total security when you're handling your personal data online.
Let's move to the portal and see how this builds into the actual login process. The great thing is, whether you're pulling this up on your mobile phone or sitting at your desktop, the steps are exactly the same. Step 1, enter your license number, date of birth, and your SSN or PIN. Step 2, type in that license control number we just tracked down on the back of your ID. Step 3, the system is going to send an authentication code to your email or phone, which you'll enter to verify it's really you. And finally, Step 4, just confirm your profile info. Boom! Just like that, you are securely logged into your dashboard.
But hey, we all know technology doesn't always cooperate, or sometimes we just plain forget a password. If you find yourself locked out, do not panic. You can easily use the Forgot Password or Forgot Username links right there on the MyMVA site. And if you're really stuck, you can always reach out to their support line at 410-768-7000. Oh, and here is a vital troubleshooting tip for you longtime drivers. If you had one of those old eStore accounts from before December 6, 2021, those are permanently retired. You absolutely must create a brand new MyMVA profile to get in.
Moving on to Section 2, decoding your license status. Let's talk about administrative flags and the point system.
All right, so once you're authenticated, your dashboard essentially acts as a direct, real-time query straight into the MVA's active database. So the crucial point here is really understanding the Maryland point system. Here's how it works. When you get a traffic conviction, the Maryland District Court automatically transmits that information directly to the MVA. The MVA then assesses points to your record, and these points, they remain active for a rolling 2-year period, starting from the actual date of the conviction. So your accumulated point value is what mathematically dictates whether your driving privileges remain active or if administrative actions, like a suspension, kick in. But listen, it's not just moving violations that can trip you up. There are specific administrative triggers that can quietly flag your license, block your ability to renew, or even result in a suspended status without you even realizing it. We're talking about things like outstanding child support, non-compliance, court-ordered suspensions, failing to pay citations, or even a lapse in your Vehicle Emissions Inspection Program, what we call VIP. So checking your dashboard regularly is exactly how you stay ahead of these silent, non-driving flags.
Next up is Section 3, types of driving records and how we actually extract those official documents.
Now, sometimes a quick glance at your dashboard status just isn't enough. Let's say you're applying for a new delivery job, or maybe you're shopping around to renew your auto insurance. In those practical scenarios, you're going to need to supply official documentation. And this brilliantly illustrates the 2 main types of histories you can pull. On one side, we have the 3-year record. This is basically a snapshot. It shows your current status and any violations or accidents strictly within the last 3 years. On the flip side is the full record. This one provides a complete, comprehensive history of all your violations and accidents in Maryland with absolutely zero look-back limit. It is the whole shebang.
Beyond just picking the time frame, you also have to choose between certified and uncertified copies. And you'll notice a key difference here in both cost and validation. An uncertified record will run you just $9, but it lacks the official MVA stamp. If an employer or a legal entity is the one requesting your record, you are almost certainly going to need the certified record. Yes, it costs a little more at $12, but importantly, it carries the official Maryland MVA seal, which is required to legally prove its absolute authenticity.
All right, Section 4, Employer and Business Access. Let's look at how companies actually verify your data.
When you apply for a job that involves getting behind the wheel, companies aren't just going to take your word for it. They usually verify your data themselves using third-party screening systems like Checkr or by going directly through the MVA's Interactive Driver and Vehicle Record Portal, also known as IDVR. Now, if the idea of employers pulling your info sounds a bit concerning, don't worry. Your data is heavily protected by the DPPA, that's the Driver's Privacy Protection Act. This is a very strict federal law that actively restricts access to your driving records. Essentially, employers have to prove they have a legitimate business need to run that background check. And under state and federal rules, they typically have to get your explicit written permission before they can even touch your official record.
Moving on to Section 5, Other Essential MVA Services, focusing on Real ID and disability placards.
You know, the MyMVA portal isn't just a place to check up on penalties. It's actually a really robust hub for other essential services. Take a look at this surprisingly positive stat. 88% of Marylanders are already Real ID ready. That leaves only 12% who still need to comply. With the deadline for Real ID compliance for domestic flights approaching fast, you can literally just log into your dashboard and instantly see your status. If you're part of that 88%, you'll see it confirmed right there on the screen, which gives you total peace of mind before you ever pack your bags for the airport.
Another great feature is that you can manage disability placards entirely online through the portal. Here's a quick helpful breakdown of how that works. Permanent placards are color-coded blue, and they are valid until death. Temporary placards are red and are valid for anywhere from 1 to 6 months. And the best part? There is absolutely no fee for the placards themselves. Also, as a unique exception, if someone qualifies under Disability Code 6, which indicates the physical loss of a limb, they can simply self-certify in person. But for almost all other qualifying conditions, the online portal streamlines the medical certification process beautifully.
Almost at the finish line. Section 6, Ongoing Maintenance, or How to Keep Your Digital Record Clean. The real secret to a stress-free driving life is proactive maintenance. You want to maintain awareness so you can prevent surprise suspensions rather than just scrambling to react to them. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the Correspondence Audit Trail tab. This acts as your permanent digital repository for every single physical notice or email the MVA sends you. By routinely checking this tab, you guarantee you'll never miss a critical deadline again. Alongside that, make sure you always keep your physical and email addresses updated. Set your own calendar reminders for those VIP emissions deadlines, and actively monitor your dashboard so you know exactly when any points officially fall off after their 2-year window.
Before we wrap things up today, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. The information provided in this explainer is meant to help you check your status and better understand the MVA systems, but it absolutely does not replace professional legal or driving advice. State regulations, portal features, and laws change all the time, so always make sure to double-check current procedures directly on the Maryland MVA website so you have the absolute most accurate, up-to-date guidance.
So, that leaves us with one final question. Have you set up your MyMVA account yet? And hey, what digital government service do you want us to decode next? We'd absolutely love to hear about your experiences navigating these systems, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this explainer helpful, make sure to subscribe for more insightful guides that make these complex processes incredibly simple. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and drive safely.